Welcome back to Silver Thread Sewing. I'm Diane, and this is Friday Sews. So as always, thank you for stopping by my little channel. I'm happy you're here. And as always, I want to say thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting the hashtag Friday Sews. It's been 2 weeks since I did a video, and I've been in the sewing room quite a bit. When I spoke to you last, I was working on some pants that I had drafted the pattern from another pair of ready-to-wear pants and used my my pattern that my sewing buddy had drafted for me to compare and make sure that it was going to fit me, and they did fit very well, and I actually wore them this past Sunday. So I will put a picture of those in, how they look and all that. The only thing I did differently, the ready-to-wear pants, they had a zipper and button closure, and these, this fabric evidently had a little bit more stretch to it, so I was able just to get them on and off, and I just put an elastic waist on them, and I love them, and I got several compliments on them. So that was good. Now, the thing that I have been making this week, as you can see, is the new Love Notions Chorus Top and Dress. And I'm sure you've been seeing this everywhere. I made the top with the little short sleeves. Now, I did see a video where Lifting Pins and Needles, Karina, so she had used a sweater knit and made a long sleeve version of this, and it looked so good. And I've got some sweater knits that I wouldn't mind making some a little closer to cold weather for us. But the first one that I made is on the mannequin, and it was made out of this perfect for this pattern fabric. This was a Walmart bundle. I had 2 yards of it for $2. And it's thin, it's drapey, it's flowy, it has it checks all the boxes for what this pattern said it needs. And I think it looks beautiful. I don't know if you can see that well. It drapes beautifully. It just hangs perfectly, and you know, it's flat, and it's just perfect. But let me show you the back. I don't think I like this facing. This fabric is so thin, and it showed through so bad, and if I were to wear it like this, you could see my bra completely, and I don't like that. So I knew when I made this one that I still needed a different fabric. I had one other light drapey fabric, but I didn't want that back part to be so sheer, so I tried another version, and let me show you that one. So this is try number 2, and I'm quite happy with it, actually. This was another Walmart bundle, but it's a thin fabric, and I knew I wanted a little more coverage in the back, and I hate that facing. The facing on this is really large in the back, and I'm sure that's fine and dandy for most everybody, but I hate facings. They're always getting bunched up. And this one is kind of huge, in my opinion, because it takes up a good portion of the back. And that probably would be fine, but put it on, and then I couldn't get it to straighten out, and it was all bunched up, and even if it wasn't so sheer, I don't like the facing. So what I did to this one, I took another white thin knit and lined the back piece. I just cut 2 of those, and I sewed them together at the neckline, and then turned it so that the lining and the outside pieces were away from each other, and I understitched the lining side, the white side, and that has worked out really well. It's perfectly opaque, and it hangs beautifully, and I don't have to worry about that facing. So that's how I did that, and I'm happy with it. And then in the front, it's still drapey and flowy, and the sleeves are just one layer, and I just really am happy with it. So I did another version. So I've made 3 of these already. The one I'm wearing is out of a cotton jersey. Now, it doesn't call for cotton jerseys. I think it just calls for like ITY. Let me look. It says this pattern is perfect for lighter weight drapey knits. So like this and the yellow, that's what it called for. But this one is a cotton knit, and I guess cotton spandex probably. It's got a little bit of spandex in it. It's not terribly stretchy, but it does have some stretch to it. But I knew this would be thick enough to where it's not sheer and you don't see through it or any of that. So I just made the facing as the pattern, and I sewed it in. And then as soon as I sewed the front to the back and got all these little pieces here sewed together, I went back in and pressed the facing down really well on the back of this, and I just top stitched it around so that it would lay flat. I don't like that as well as lining the entire back, but I knew that would be too thick on this fabric, so I top stitched that facing down because I just can't handle them rolling up and all that. But I really love this pattern, and I want to make more. I've got a couple of cotton knits that are well, they're not sheer, but they're really lightweight, and I'm thinking about trying one of those because I really find this to be flattering on me as much as anything could be. I don't know, it's just kind of like it draws your interest or your eyes up, and it's interesting how this hangs, and it fits me so well. I made a medium at the top and waist and graded out to a large at the hip. And I probably wouldn't have needed to do that, but I do like it being a little bit looser around the bottom. So that's what I've done with that. But I've made 3 of these chorus tops, and I highly recommend it. I love Notions patterns. I don't like PDFs, but if you're going to do a PDF, Love Notions doesn't require trimming of the pages. It has the no trim pages. And I've been using a glue stick and sticking the pages together very carefully and doing row by row and then sticking the rows together. And it went a lot faster and a lot easier with glue than with tape. And around here, tape's expensive. So the little glue sticks is just like the Elmer's kids glue or whatever. But I've had really good luck with that this time. Now, I've got another pattern, and it's another Love Notions, but it's the Lyric Dress and Peplum. And I'm not sure, this one's a little bit older. I'm not sure how old or how long it's been out, but I want to make the top first. I want to try the pattern out. It is for wovens, but I want to make the top, since I do need tops, and I am in that mode at the minute. I want to make that little peplum, and that way I can check the fit, check the V-neck to make sure it's not going to be too low, and then I want to eventually make the longer skirt option because I really like this. It's got buttons all the way down the front, and I want to try that. So that's what I've got stuck together on my cutting table right now. So that is all that. These tops and that one pair of pants is what I've been making this week. I have still got my FOF machine at the shop. They're supposed to be cleaning and servicing it. The only thing it was doing that needed any attention, the thread cutter had stopped working right. It would kind of hang up, and I don't really need that. I can cut my own threads, but it's there, and it is handy to have. So I told them that was the only thing, though, that it was doing out of the ordinary. So they were going to check that and oil it or whatever they do and clean it and all that. So anyway, hopefully I will have that back soon. So I will tell you a little bit about life, and then I will let you go watch other Friday sews. So 2 weeks ago, I went back to my doctor to have my injection in my left eye, and I did have. And I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been so kind to pray for me, to tell me you're praying for me, that you're wishing me well, and that you're concerned, and that you're, all the kindness that you guys have shown has been overwhelming. It's wonderful. And I am just so grateful. I really am. So the doctor told me that I still have a little bit of swelling in the back of this eye and some fluid. And he is, if my insurance will approve it, he's going to switch me to a different drug, still an injection, but a different drug. Hopefully they can get me to where I'm going longer between injections and not, not losing any ground. So that would be good, because the shots, they have risks. There's a risk of detaching your retina. There's a risk of infection. There's a risk of swelling the blood vessels. There's a risk of even stroke or heart attack from a blood clot. So they're not without risk. And he feels like the longer I can go between shots and not lose any ground is the goal. So he's going to, if my insurance approved it, I will be, next time I go in July, I will be getting a different drug. So I'm hoping and praying that that will at least help me to maintain my vision in my right eye is 20/20 still with correction, and 20/25 in my left one with correction. And after all this one has been through, I think that's just about unheard of to still be able to see that well. So I'm very blessed and very thankful, and I'm so grateful to you guys for all your kindness. I think that's about it. I have got some pajamas cut out. I've got 3 pair. I got a couple pair out of the duvet cover I showed you last time, and then I had another pair with some strawberries on the fabric, but I didn't have enough to cut any kind of top. So I guess that will do it for me today. But 3 course tops and a pair of pants, and I have cut out some pajamas, so I'll share that with you next time. You know how I love my pajamas. So I've got those to get made up, but hopefully that way when I have a little time to come down and sew, it doesn't take a long time to sew those up. They're pretty straightforward and pretty simple. So I'm looking forward to getting those made up. But I hope everyone has a good week, and I hope that you get to sew some. And remember, no matter what goes wrong, don't give up on sewing. You'll never have time or money to get into any trouble as long as you sew. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.